What's up, everybody? Hopefully everybody's starting off the week just right. Okay, so I'm just about to go and do some videos at the rack store, and possibly find something. Hopefully, I know for a fact they have e-shipments tomorrow and Wednesday, but you never know. Like I said, these rack stores are just like a casino. You never know if you're gonna hit the jackpot or not. So anyway, but that's what I like doing. That's my thing. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on this one particular subject that's been going around about a certain video, a certain reviewer. He's a younger guy, and I just want to start off. This is with all due respect, but it's just some disagreements that I disagree with this certain video that he dropped. He actually has a great following. He has some great videos and this and that, but I just don't get this particular one. He, I think a few days ago, and he really just talks about like not to get cheap fragrances, and it's this video is geared to the smaller channels, or if you want something along the lines like that, you know. So and okay, I mean, you know, that's cool, or okay, this is this and that, but the thing is, I don't disagree on two things. He talks about, yeah, it's hard to sell fragrances, especially cheap fragrances. I mean, yeah, cheap fragrances, and then he talks about don't waste your money on cheap fragrances, and I disagree with that. If he's talking about bullshit fragrances that we always bring you guys, you know, like the smaller review channels or whatnot, yeah. But if he's talking about any cheap fragrance, and there's a lot that falls in that category, some really good ones. I mean, get you more compliments than, like, from my experience, than heavy hitters. And I'm gonna show you my you know, my whole collection, at least half of it, and half of it still I need to undo it because I didn't get a shelf, you know, for it. But let's say for example, does Jesus Del Pozo, Halloween Man Shop, fall in that category? Does Perry Ellis 360 Red fall in that category? Rochester Man, Zara fragrances, certain ones, you know, certain ones fall in that category. Let me see, Ferragamo F Black, Ventana, Burberry Touch. What else do I have? Armaf, Intense Man, Club Nuit Intense Man. And just before I move on, this gave me more compliments than all my heavy hitters combined, and this is a cheapie. And tag him, and the list goes on. I mean, it's nuts. You know, Aquamara is a cheapie. Let me see, Mont Blanc Emblem is a cheapie. So if he's talking about some of the cheapies, you know, just to say the least, like these, then I have to disagree. And for people to go out there and not to get cheapies that's totally wrong. And this is just on my platform. This is, you know what I mean? I'm telling you on my channel. Again, I disagree with that. That's totally, you know, my fragrance, my top shelf fragrance collection, I don't even wear, because I get so many compliments on the cheap fragrances. And you got to bear in mind, some of them, if not most of them, of the you know, the top sellers, the top shelf, you know, the expensive fragrances are reformulated, so they don't perform like they used to, number one. And number two, the cheap fragrances give them a run for their money. So basically, it's common sense. It's not rocket science, you know. So I'm gonna make up like a top 5, you know, cheap starter fragrance list, and I'm gonna put in some real great bangers, you know, that are, you know, to like the opposite sex or whoever you're attracted to, are lip biters, you know. Like, I'm telling you, I sit here, I wear all of these fragrances. I'll show you. Hold on. This is just some right over here. These I can understand, they're trash, and we always talk about them. We don't, you know, like, and there's no point of not getting any cheap fragrances anymore because well, you have so many reviewers. You got I have the list right here. I got this at the discounters for 35. I got this for 35. I got this for I think 20, something like that. I got all these three at the discounters for 20 bucks a pop. I got Acqua di Parma for $9. I got Bulgari Men in Black for something real ridiculously cheap. I got Coach for Men for $9, I think. I'm just remembering how much I got this shit for, but just ballpark figure. I know it's cheap, bro. I got this for $35 and a gift set. I got Legend Night from the discount is $35. So basically, oh yeah, John Varvatos for $20. Even Creed Green Irish Tweed I got at the rack stores for at Christmas time for like about 20 bucks or somewhere around there. I got Terres Hermes for 20 bucks the other day. So to say, I mean, these technically fall in the cheap category. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying this. I'm just saying what my point of view about cheap fragrances are. They're hell yeah, they're worth getting. You know, and name one reviewer, top or small, that doesn't talk about cheap fragrances, including including that reviewer, and then talk about fragrances not to get them. It's no, I don't think so. I don't think you can become a fragrance reviewer if you don't talk about the cheapies and you get, you know what I mean, find the good ones and find the gems and whatnot. You know what I mean? So again, I mean this with all respect. You know, oh shit, I was gonna fall. But yeah, I mean this with all respect. I mean there's a ton. I don't even know where to start. How many good cheap fragrances there are. But I'm gonna work on the list. And one more thing about selling fragrances. I understand what he said about sending fragrances, okay? Sending fragrances because it costs money, especially if it's a cheap fragrance for $10, $15. Yeah, but to say you can't sell fragrances, no, I disagree with that because I sold fragrances to co-workers of mine. I sold the ones I don't want. I sold them. I sold it on the Facebook Marketplace locally. I sold them to friends. I have a millionaire actually friend that I put him on cheap fragrances, and he thanks me to this day. He wanted L'Ennui de l'Homme, and he was like, "I'm not stupid to buy that shit." He's like that. He's like, "What do you think? How I became a millionaire? You know, I'm not gonna spend my money. Still, though, he has money up the ass. You know." So I showed him Halloween Man Shot, and he thanks me to this day. He loves it even more than L'Ennui de l'Homme. So it goes to show you, there's a lot of people that have money that are not stupid that are gonna buy, you know, there's a huge following for cheap fragrances than expensive fragrances. And there are too many expensive fragrances to count, so people are not gonna, you know, if it's already there and if it's cheap and if it smells the same and same performance, duh, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Nice. And you know, people are impatient, they'll buy the cheap fragrance, you know? And cheap is a bad word. Cheap, I think, comes off as, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, your dollar store or some shit like that. No, affordable. Affordable is a proper, because cheap, you know, everybody gets spooked. Oh, it's a cheap fragrance. Oh shit, like, you know. Don't believe that. Cheap fragrances are the shit. Most of my best fragrances are cheap fragrances. Most of my compliments, if not almost all of them, I got from cheap fragrances, okay? So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I got some shout outs I gotta do real fast. Go out, check out Outlaw Frags and Centaur. Great reviewers on the cheap, or you know, just great all down to earth people, you know. So go out there and check them out. I'm gonna leave their description. I'm gonna leave their channel in the description, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next. All right, thank you.